everybody, welcome to my channel.
Ellen Barkin is an American actress known for her fierce screen presence, versatility, and roles that often challenge traditional expectations of women in film. Born on April 16, 1954, in the Bronx, New York, Barkin built a career marked by bold choices and a refusal to be typecast, becoming one of the most compelling actors of her generation. Early life and education. Barkin was raised in a working-class Jewish family and attended Manhattan's High School of Performing Arts. She later studied history and drama at Hunter College, intending initially to become a teacher. However, the pull of acting proved too strong, and she trained at the prestigious Actors Studio. Breakthrough and rise to fame. Her breakout role came in 1982 with Diner, directed by Barry Levinson. Barkin's performance stood out for its naturalism and intensity, and she quickly became a sought-after actress in both mainstream and independent cinema. Throughout the 1980s and 1990s, Barkin starred in a series of high-profile films. Tender Mercies, 1983, The Big Easy, 1986, opposite Dennis Quaid, a sultry crime drama that became a cult favorite. Sea of Love, 1989, with Al Pacino, a neo-noir thriller that showcased her sultry magnetism and emotional range. Her performance in Switch, 1991, a gender-bending comedy directed by Blake Edwards, earned her a Golden Globe nomination. Critical acclaim. Barkin earned widespread acclaim for her role in Before Women Had Wings, 1997, a television film that won her an Emmy Award for Outstanding Lead Actress in a Miniseries or Movie. Her ability to portray deeply troubled, layered women became a hallmark of her style. Later career. In the 2000s and beyond, Barkin continued to appear in a variety of film and television projects, including Ocean's 13, 2007, where she played the femme fatale type with a modern twist. Animal Kingdom, 2016 to 2019, the TNT series where she portrayed the cold, manipulative crime matriarch Janine Smurf Cody, a role that earned her a new generation of fans. Off-screen persona known for her sharp wit, political candor, and no-nonsense attitude. Barkin has often spoken out on social issues and women's rights. She was also briefly married to billionaire Ronald Perelman, a relationship that attracted media attention. Legacy. Ellen Barkin is more than a Hollywood actress. She is a screen presence, defiant, intense, and never quite conforming to the rules. Her performances have consistently defied easy categorization, blending vulnerability with raw power. Whether in indie dramas or big-budget films, Barkin brings authenticity and emotional grit that makes her characters unforgettable. Ellen Barkin's career is notable for its refusal to play safe. She made unconventional choices, often embracing characters that were emotionally complex, morally ambiguous, or boldly sensual. While many actresses of her era were typecast into ornamental or supporting roles, Barkin sought out, and often demanded, characters with teeth. Key performances and artistic risks. This Boy's Life, 1993, as Caroline, the abused yet loving mother of Leonardo DiCaprio's character. Barkin delivered a nuanced portrait of maternal love and vulnerability amidst chaos. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, 1998, in a small but unforgettable role. She played a diner waitress caught in a surreal whirlwind, showing her willingness to dive into experimental and cult cinema. Palindromes, 2004, a controversial Todd Solondz film where Barkin played the mother of the lead character, a role that questioned societal norms and moral responsibility. Barkin's roles, even in less mainstream projects, frequently tackled themes of trauma, survival, and identity. Her performances are often marked by a simmering rage or defiance. She never plays weak, even when her characters are cornered. TV resurgence in television. The second act of Barkin's career has been fueled by prestige television. Animal Kingdom, 2016 to 2019, as Janine Smurf Cody. Barkin played a role originally portrayed by Jackie Weaver in the Australian film. Barkin reimagined the character as a charismatic, terrifying crime matriarch who commands loyalty, fear, and respect. It was a career-defining performance in later life, cold, calculating, and stylish, a far cry from stereotypical aging female roles. Smurf was not a woman who faded into the background. She was a queen in a den of thieves, and Barkin gave the role a steely femininity that made it iconic. Heartbreak. Personal life and public image. Barkin has always been frank, fiercely independent, and occasionally polarizing. She is known for speaking her mind, whether about sexism in Hollywood, aging, or politics. She is active on social media, particularly Twitter, where she has voiced strong opinions on feminism, justice, and power structures. Relationships. She was married to Gabriel Byrne, with whom she shares 2 children. Despite divorcing, they remain close. Her second marriage to Ronald Perelman, a billionaire businessman, ended in a highly publicized and bitter divorce in 2006. Barkin later sued him over a financial dispute, and won. These high-profile personal episodes reinforced her image as a woman unafraid to stand her ground, whether in court or on camera. Brain intelligence and impact. Ellen Barkin is not just an actress, she is a thinker. She has spoken often about the intelligence required to navigate both acting and the industry itself. Barkin has also worked as a producer, including on Another Happy Day, 2011, in which she also starred, playing a mother at the edge of emotional collapse. She's been vocal about how the industry treats older actresses, saying bluntly in interviews that women are expected to vanish after 40, something she's consistently refused to do. Trophy recognition and underappreciation. Despite her powerhouse performances, Barkin has often been underrated by awards bodies. She has 1 Emmy and a handful of nominations, but many critics argue she deserves more. Her legacy is not just in accolades, it's in her influence. Actors like Margot Robbie, Elizabeth Moss, and even Charlize Theron owe part of their ability to break traditional female molds to trailblazers like Barkin. Megaphone quotes that define her: "I never planned to be famous. I just wanted to be good." Ellen Barkin, "You know what aging means? Living. I like that part." Ellen Barkin Film Projector Selected Filmography: Diner, 1982, The Big Easy, 1986, Sea of Love, 1989, Switch, 1991, This Boy's Life, 1993, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, 1998, Oceans 13, 2007, Another Happy Day, 2011, Animal Kingdom, 2016 to 2019. A woman who refused to disappear in an industry infamous for sidelining women after 40, Ellen Barkin refused invisibility. Rather than chasing youth, she leaned into age, complexity, and strength. She didn't reinvent herself to stay relevant. She dared the industry to catch up with who she already was: bold, brash, and unapologetically smart. Her refusal to conform made her a symbol of female defiance in Hollywood, not as an idealized heroine, but as a fully human woman, scarred, ferocious, and unfiltered. Firecracker themes in her work. Barkin's best roles tap into recurring themes. 1. Survival at any cost, whether as Smurf in Animal Kingdom, or Caroline in This Boy's Life. Barkin often plays women doing whatever it takes to protect their world, even when their world is broken. 2. Feminine power reimagined in Switch. She literally played a man reincarnated as a woman, and the film, although a comedy, let her explore how society weaponizes gender. In Sea of Love, she's seductive but far from passive. Her character commands desire, not just receives it. 3. Moral gray areas. She's never a saint, rarely a simple villain. Barkin excels in the gray, whether she's playing a toxic mother, Another Happy Day, or a crime boss, Animal Kingdom. Her performances explore the emotional terrain between guilt and necessity. Love and destruction. Thread Hollywood outlaw Barkin's abrasive reputation in the press isn't rooted in scandal, but in defiance. She has openly criticized Hollywood's treatment of women, called out systemic misogyny, and expressed contempt for performative feminism. Men in Hollywood can age like a fine wine. Women? We're corked at 40. She's blunt, which has made her an outlier. But her outspokenness is what's earned her lasting admiration from feminist thinkers, independent directors, and younger actors looking for creative agency. Right anger bubble on Twitter and public commentary. Barkin is known for her brutally honest, often political Twitter presence. She doesn't filter her thoughts. Whether she's criticizing American politics or standing up for marginalized communities, she uses her platform not for branding, but as a battleground of ideas. She's especially vocal on women's reproductive rights, LGBTQ+ rights, racism and American injustice, corporate greed. In Hollywood, her Twitter account reads less like a celebrity feed and more like the raw dispatches of a sharp-tongued revolutionary. Scarf personal style and aura. Barkin's style, both on-screen and off, is streetwise glamour mixed with New York edge. Even in high fashion, she often looks like she might pull a cigarette and a knife from the same purse. She wears confidence like armor and femininity like a weapon. Her voice, raspy, smoky, often compared to Lauren Bacall, is part of her signature. It's a voice that doesn't ask for attention, it commands it. DNA cultural legacy. Though not always placed on the same pedestal as Meryl Streep or Glenn Close, Ellen Barkin has left a more subversive legacy. She paved the way for women to be sexual without being objectified, older without being pitied, flawed without being punished, powerful without being likable. In many ways, she's a precursor to the rise of roles like Gillian Anderson in The Fall, Robin Wright in House of Cards, Kate Winslet in Mare of Easttown. Open book. Final thought. Ellen Barkin isn't a Hollywood legend in the classic sense. She's something rarer, a woman who played by no rules, carved out her own cinematic space, and never begged for acceptance. She's been called difficult, loud, and intimidating. But those labels, often used to diminish women, have become badges of honor in her story. She has given us heroines and villains. But more than that, she's given us real women, full of anger, desire, heartbreak, and steel. Collaborators and co-stars, respect and fire. Ellen Barkin has worked with some of the most respected actors and directors in the business, and held her own, or outshone them. Her chemistry with co-stars often ignited the screen, and she had a reputation for being fearless in emotionally raw scenes. Fire. Notable dynamics. Dennis Quaid in The Big Easy, their sexual tension was so real it practically lit up the screen. Their improvisation helped elevate the film from a cop drama to a Southern Gothic romance. Al Pacino in Sea of Love, she matched Pacino's intensity, not by overpowering, but by undercutting him with sultry stillness. Leonardo DiCaprio in This Boy's Life, as his mother. Barkin's portrayal is one of exhausted resilience, showing a woman trapped in patterns she can't break. Many actors who've worked with Barkin describe her as a real actor's actor, intuitive, brutally honest, and unafraid to challenge a scene partner for the betterment of the performance. Clapperboard. Behind the camera, producer Barkin. Barkin isn't just a performer, she's also a producer. Most notably, she co-produced and starred in Another Happy Day, 2011, directed by Sam Levinson, of Euphoria fame. The film premiered at Sundance and won acclaim for its unflinching look at a dysfunctional family. Her work as a producer reflects her commitment to dark, difficult, and emotionally intense stories, particularly those centered around women whose inner lives are not tidy or pretty. I'm not here to make likable women. I'm here to make real ones. Ellen Barkin. Interview from 2012. She has expressed frustration over the lack of complex roles for women over 40, and has used her clout to help get those stories told behind the camera as well. Milky Way icon versus myth. What Ellen Barkin represents. Crown the anti-star. Barkin never chased red carpets or studio franchises. She's more of an anti-star, the kind of actress who thrives in character-rich material, not blockbuster spectacle. Her power isn't in how widely known she is, but how deeply remembered she is. Her fans don't forget her, they quote her, reference her, and rewatch her scenes like rituals. Heartbreak. The truth teller. In interviews, Barkin often eschews the typical Hollywood polish. She's brutally candid, about the industry, about fame, about aging, and about herself. That honesty has made her a beacon for many women in the entertainment industry. Seedling influence on the next generation. Many younger actresses have cited Barkin as an influence, either directly or stylistically. Charlize Theron's brutal, unpretty roles, Monster, Young Adult, reflect Barkin's ethos. Rosamund Pike, especially in roles like Gone Girl, taps into that same Barkin-esque blend of charm and menace. Julia Garner, Ozark, The Assistant, has spoken about learning from women who played tough without playing male. Barkin's performances showed that a woman can be vulnerable, terrifying, sexual, and sad, all in one scene. She proved that femininity doesn't need to be softened to be powerful. Candle. Ellen Barkin's enduring relevance as pop culture moves toward more inclusive and authentic storytelling. Barkin's legacy becomes clearer. She was doing difficult women before it was trendy. She was talking about sexism in Hollywood when few listened. She brought fire to TV at a time when it was considered a downgrade. And she never apologized for wanting more than what the industry was willing to give her. If there's one phrase that defines Ellen Barkin, it might be, "Not here to please you, here to haunt you." Books. In summary, Ellen Barkin is a career-long champion of fierce, flawed female characters, a survivor of Hollywood's ruthless ageism, a producer, activist, and artistic risk-taker, a voice for women who refuse to be silenced, a screen presence that lingers long after the credits roll. Ellen Barkin. A study in contradictions. Ellen Barkin is a living contradiction. Soft voice, sharp words, vulnerable characters, indomitable spirit, glamorous beauty, gritty truth. She doesn't fit in the mold of celebrity, or even traditional leading lady. She's something rarer and more dangerous, a truth teller in a business built on illusion. She's the kind of woman you believe could break your heart or break your nose, sometimes both in the same scene. Where many actors craft a brand, Barkin has crafted a mythos. She's not just known for what she does, she's known for how she does it, with claws bared, soul exposed, and zero patience for artifice. Movie camera. Barkin's iconic roles as cultural archetypes. Each of her most famous roles taps into deep societal anxieties or cultural ideas about womanhood, and flips them on their head. Snake Janine, Smurf, Cody, Animal Kingdom. The American matriarch. Corrupted. Smurf is the mother as gangster, seductive, brutal, maternal, calculating. Barkin's performance redefined the TV crime boss as something more terrifying, an emotionally manipulative matriarch who weaponizes love. In many ways, Smurf is Barkin's masterpiece, a culmination of her decades-long rebellion against how mothers are portrayed on screen. Fire Helen Kruger, Sea of Love, the femme fatale who refuses to be your fantasy. In this neo-noir thriller, Barkin's character is both suspect and savior, object and subject. She subverts the classic film noir archetype by adding real emotional weight to the seductive woman trope. Her performance made audiences question not just her character, but their own assumptions about women and power. Face Mask.
Bye bye. Thanks for watching.